And we're live here, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Wrestling Wire. And tonight we have the Wrestling Indie Spotlight where we have an amazing night here. We're going to be breaking down MATW's amazing event this weekend. And let me introduce the man of the hour, the one who's usually on here with us every single time we have some of these amazing look into MATW. All you wrestling fans watching on that wrestling internet, on that WrestleNet, introducing Todd. Todd, welcome back to the show,
Hey,
bud.
hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate being called the man of the hour. I
Yep.
don't get those kinds of accolades very often. So
I mean, you're the law. You lay down the law, don't you? I mean,
I do lay down the law. I'm just a ref, as I like to say, but I'm the senior referee at Mid Atlantic Territory Wrestling, and I may or may not dabble in some other aspects of things, but we won't talk about those tonight.
oh, but we won't talk about that. But we are going to talk about is what's going on this weekend in Fishersville. You have an
Fishersville,
amazing.
Virginia, the Augusta County Expo Center. Yep. It's a big show for us. One we've had our eyeballs on for a long time, and we've been targeting, and we hope that it's the first of many and a step in growing MATW throughout the Commonwealth, but also returning wrestling on a regular basis to the fans down in the area. We know that there's a really rich, storied history at the Augusta County Expo there in Fishersville. Jim Crockett Promotions ran there all the time.
Yeah.
Smoky Mountain Wrestling ran there, and any number of other people have kind of come and gone. They want wrestling back, and they want it to be us, and we want to be there. And so it's hopefully the beginning of something mutually beneficial and good. And so there's a little bit of a buzz in the area with the radio and fans and whatnot. It's just a matter of step by step and person by person letting people know what's going on, and hopefully.
I heard about it. That's one of the main reasons I reached out. I'm like, what?
So how did you hear about it?
Facebook and radio, believe it or not.
So you heard the radio ad.
I heard the radio, and I was like, no, it can't be, really? So I went and checked out the Facebook, and it confirmed it, and next thing you know, I'm like, hey, I'm like 20 minutes down the road.
Yeah.
So
It's
I
and that's what's
definitely have
great
to
is
be
that
there.
there's a lot of towns that are 20 minutes away in all different directions. And so I quick and easy, I'm saying if anywhere in Virginia between Harrisonburg and Roanoke on 81 or between Charlottesville and West Virginia, it's perfect for you. So Waynesboro, Stanton, Lexington, Buena Vista, all over the place. This is it, and it's a great location. It's super, super, super easy to get to. And we're coming with our best foot forward. And so
Oh yeah, you have an amazing card. It's pretty
Mhm.
stacked up as well, from what I can see. Shout out to Tommy Scott watching here on Facebook. Thank you for. We're doing great. As you can see, we have the Indie Spotlight here with Todd and MATW, and we're about to show the poster right now. Hope you're excited. Hope you can come out. There it is. That is just some of the matches that we've been showing and breaking down here tonight. You have the Great Sasaki versus Amanda Kiss. BT Windsor versus Overdrive. He's been having issues. He's been making his appearances, so to speak, here, causing chaos. Brutal Bob Evans, a Man of War, and the MATW TV Championship on the line with Preston Quinn defending. It's going to be a crazy night. It's stacked card back to back. You guys always bring it, the vibe, the energy, just the talent that you guys bring in. It's always an amazing event every single time.
Yeah, no, it's a great show. And I think we will go through the matches here. But no, we got two title matches coming there. And one of the feature matches there that I think a lot of people are kind of talking about is BT Windsor's match, and he will be on joining us here in a bit, I believe, right? And
Yes,
so we can hear from him. This mysterious person, Overdrive, who no one knows really who this person is or what their motives are, made a couple of I don't know if appearance is the right word, but we've seen, we've heard, and we've even experienced some kind of crazy technical glitch on our TV broadcast the other night.
Really?
And
Okay.
there was in this week's episode on Right Now Television, we did show the clip of Overdrive making their debut and what they subsequently did to BT Windsor. And then we had an interview with BT Windsor. Lee Peacher was interviewing him in the ring, and we heard this distorted, demonic voice, very cryptic, over the just over the PA system, and it kind of
That's not creepy at all.
And as this was being shown on television, there was some sort of technical power surge or glitch or whatever. It literally sent the network into overdrive, and it conked out the signal. And so we got a lot of reports that people were not able to watch that clip live. And it's kind of been making the rounds on social media the last day or two because there was whatever happened that happened.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely gotten enough of a buzz that the people who are in the Yorktown area down there who have seen and or heard this individual, they want to see BT get their hands on him, and they want to see who this person is. And the match has been signed for FisherVille, and that really it's the, I guess, the semi-main event of the night from what I was looking at a few minutes ago. Right before the title match to cap things off. But I think that's really the one match that people have kind of got their sights on because there's so much intrigue and mystery surrounding it. And there's been a lot of things just in a short time leading up to this altercation. And so I'd be curious to hear what BT says when he joins us. But that's definitely a match that, because it's just no one knows, like, what's going on here. Like,
who is it?
This person?
Who's behind the mask? Who's housing the chaos?
What's the I mean, BT's a good guy. I mean, I don't know. I haven't known him to ruffle many feathers and tick people off, you know? So whoever this is, I don't know if it's someone that's got a history with him, which from what I've been able to make out, they're claiming they are. Is it someone that's just trying to make a name for themselves in MATW who's not signed to the Ross? I don't know. So it's a mystery. And I, for one, am curious to see kind of how that is this Saturday. And before we continue, I would be remiss if I didn't say that this is the beginning of a big stretch for MATW. So we do have this show at the Augusta County Expo in Fishersville, but we also are debuting in Newport News, Virginia, for a matinee show the day after this coming Sunday.
This Sunday,
that's got a great card there. The following Saturday, we're back in Yorktown, filming some more TV. The day after that, we'll be back in Manassas, returning to Northern Virginia. In the DC area, we'll be at the part of the Prince William County Fair. Free show. It's going to be a great show, but it's free as part of the fair. And then the following Saturday, we are returning back to Nashville, North Carolina, to the National Guard Armory with another loaded show down there. So we got over a 14-day stretch. There's 5 different shows that fans across Virginia and North Carolina will get a chance to come out and see what everyone's talking about. What is what Pro Wrestling Illustrated featured in their their issue last month? MATW Wrestling.
Yeah, if you haven't read it, pick up your copy. They're still available. Yeah. And there you are. And it just shows the amount of growth you guys have had.
2 years.
And just in the past 2 years, you guys started off with, we had you guys on here, and just within that first few months of watching your product and then seeing where you are now, it's been nothing but a huge incline. I believe
there have been bumps in the road, but but to look at where MATW came from its inception, from just the thought of what it was going to be, to where it is now on national television in front of 90+ million homes, Tuesday and Thursday nights, both at 8:00. I mean, there's bigger things in the future, and it's the growth is great. There have been some bumps, like I said, some frustrating things and stuff that didn't pan out, and but that's with life, right? That's what happens. And so you just gotta adjust and roll with the punches and keep on moving. And to look at where we are from where we started it's amazing. And then to see where we can be potentially in the very near future is even more exciting. So I'm enjoying every moment of it. It's great. And so,
as you should. Well, let's break down this card. Let's get into it. Because you have.
You want to go in order? I know the order of the the scheduled order of events here. So do you want to just start from the beginning and
Yeah,
go through?
sure. Sure.
Let me make sure I got them right here. All right. So the first match of the evening this Saturday in Fishersville will be a tag team match. The Flippin' Problems against General Salazar's army. Two members, I should say, of General Salazar's army.
He has that army growing. Yeah, we have the
Yeah,
picture up on the screen.
the Canadian Hunter Blaze and the Brit Sean Denny. And so they'll be taking on the Flippin' Problems.
What a mix! Because I've seen both of their work, and
Yeah.
Hunter Blaze can be quite the brutal opponent in the ring. And Sean Denny is really unpredictable. And to see those two mix is going to be quite interesting, especially under the tutelage of Mr. Salazar.
Yeah.
Uh,
You know,
I,
General Salazar has really kind of, I don't want to
Evolved?
up this game. I mean, he
Yeah.
has really become a force in the Mid Atlantic territory.
Mm.
I mean, he's the manager of the MATW heavyweight champion, the Mid Atlantic champion, who defeated BT Windsor at Scars and Stripes with some questionable circumstances with Overdrive that we'll I'm sure touch on in a few minutes, but he's got a good stable of wrestlers there. And Sean Denny, I have to say, is a very under, maybe I don't know, underappreciated, but he's sometimes overlooked. He is a very,
Agreed.
very seasoned veteran, and he has been around and done a lot of things in wrestling. And he has quite an extensive resume, and he's
Mm.
someone to not be overlooked or taken lightly. Hunter Blaze is a younger guy who fits right in, though. They gel really well as a team. The guys are taken on as another young up and coming team. Denny is the veteran in the match there, but it's two really good teams. And one thing
Yeah.
that MATW has been known for throughout its history has been some really good, solid tag team wrestling. And fans are going to get a taste
Yes.
of that right out of the gate this Saturday night, first match. And it's
That's what a way to start things off. They're literally setting the bar for the night. Is two incredible teams going at it, incredible talent to start things off. That's just you really set the bar really
it's
high for
probably going
this.
to be a very, very fast paced match too.
Oh
And
yeah, it's gonna be
so
all over the place.
fans are going to want to make sure that they get there and they're in their seats and ready to go, because when the bell rings, this one is going to be off and running.
All right, what do we got next?
The second match is going to be Joe King. Speaking of tag team wrestling, a guy that's been in a tag team a lot, but he's kind of venturing back to some singles action against Party McFly. And so,
Oh, that's gonna be a great matchup.
yeah, Party is a very popular guy, young, charismatic, kind of high flying guy. And Joe King is another very seasoned veteran. And so you're going to kind of have a little bit of a, Joe King is another guy, kind of like Sean Denny in some ways, where sometimes he'll take you by surprise and he's capable of a little more than you think he is. And so seeing him kind of trying to make a name for himself in singles action against Party, who's, a young guy but he's kind of moving up the ladder. It should be a good match there of two guys who are kind of jockeying to climb the rankings. So,
Awesome. Two hungry guys ready to step up on that ladder. Yeah, that great talent too. I've seen both of them. That's gonna be another high intensity matchup as well.
yeah. But then we're going to kind of probably slow it down into a couple of heavyweights, because the main event of the first half of the show is going to be for the MATW TV title as Preston Quinn defends against the Silver Fox. And so if fans of old school wrestling are definitely going to love this match here, because you've got Preston Quinn. He's trained. He's trained by the Anderson family. I mean, no one is more grizzled and experienced, and I mean he's the best thing on TV, right? And the Silver Fox is a charismatic, smart aleck, So
That's one way of putting it.
yeah, I almost said something else, but we'll keep it somewhat clean here, right?
Yeah.
Um, I, I'm eager to see this match, whether or not I don't know what's going to be assigned for the night. So I don't know if I'm going to be in the ring witnessing this firsthand, but if not, I'm going to be peeking out from the curtain to watch this one because
Yeah.
I think that it's just going to be an old school Southern, right? Like, I mean, Silver Fox reminds me of like Michael Hayes or something. Like, it's just going to
That's
be,
a good comparison.
yeah. I mean, it's almost
Yeah.
like you're getting like Arn Anderson against Michael Hayes. Like, how
Yeah.
that's not going to be a great match, right? It's going to be
Mhm.
entertaining, and so I think that these two are going to go out there and just, get a feel for what the crowd wants and over deliver on it. So, I'm
Very
eager to
much
see this
likely
one for
so.
sure.
And it's not going to be an easy match for Silver Fox too. Like you said, Preston Quinn here is a veteran, has more of experience over Silver Fox. But I don't know. We hate to, as long as he doesn't let
Yeah,
his
I mean,
ego get
so
in the way,
Silver
he
Fox
might be
is
able to
one of
pull
these.
it.
He's a guy who we have. He's had appearances on MATW television. He's
Mm,
gotten some wins. He's impressed people. He previous to coming to MATW had a lot of previous bookings that he's been a man of his word, and he's been fulfilling those bookings and those dates. But as a result of that, he hasn't been quite as active in MATW. But
mm,
he was deemed worthy of a title shot, and he will be wrestling um, PQ. He's actually going to be on both shows this week. He'll be in Newport News as well on Sunday. He's got another match down there, and you never know. Maybe he'll be the new MATW television champion when we roll into Newport News on Sunday. Um, but it's going to be a great match. I mean, everything that we've talked about so far, we'll talk about, I think, have potentials to be really great matches. And so it's a good show.
yeah.
And so,
So far, so good. I mean, it looks like any of these could be main event cards here. I can't wait to see what else we got going down the line here.
well, coming in the second half of the show is going to be kicked off with a women's match. And
Mm,
so probably the most experienced of the MATW female grapplers,
mm,
Amanda Kiss, is going to be
mm.
taking on a newcomer to MATW who will be making her debut
Mm-hmm.
that night. Uh,
The Great
the
Sasaki.
great Sasaki.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there we
And
go.
I have not seen the great Sasaki in person. I've only seen video and I have
Todd,
heard the
let me tell you,
reputation.
I've seen both of these ladies go at it. This is going to be a fight. This is going to be quite the interesting fight to see these two go at it. They both have unorthodox styles. It's going to be all over the place. There's going to be a lot of screaming and a lot of hard hits, guaranteed.
I
Guaranteed.
Yeah, if sis, if see, I keep wanting to say sis, if the great Sasaki is anything in person like I have heard and seen, I don't know what to expect in this match. Anything is possible. And Amanda Kiss is a loose cannon at times.
Hmm.
She
Yes.
is a unique individual who walks her own pathway. If you look at this image right now, if you look in her hand, you see that she has a mask in her hand.
Hmm.
She very recently unmasked her opponent. And so she's now taking on another masked wrestler. Is she looking to collect masks here? I mean, what I don't know what to expect from this match. Um, it's just this is the wild card of the show. I talked about some
Yeah.
mystery with BT's match, but this is really a wild card here. I do not know what to expect of this match. And as much as I said people need to be in their seats and ready for the show to start, they're going to need to be back in their seats after intermission with their popcorn ready to go to see this one because this looks like it might be wild.
Yeah. I think the one thing we can't expect is just pandemonium in the ring.
Yeah,
It's going
yeah,
to be a
yeah.
crazy match.
Yep, absolutely. and that's going to lead into the big match that we'll talk about with BT when he comes on here. But BT Windsor in the next match, the semi-main event of the evening, is taking on Overdrive. We've seen this person one time. We've heard him twice, I
Sort of.
guess.
Yeah.
Very cryptic, very mysterious. Um, BT's a good guy. I like him a lot.
Really nice guy. Well, talked to him before the show. Very, really
Yeah,
cool guy. I mean, and
yep.
he's
I don't know. I don't know why he is the recipient of what's going on here. I have my own series of questions, like a lot of other people. Um, it can kind of mess with your mind if you let it, when you kind of just try and piece this
yeah.
together and see what's going on. I
From the
can't
clips, from
envision.
some of the stuff you guys have shown off, it looks like there might be some kind of history there. What do you think is going on?
We may have to pick BT's brain when he joins us here.
Okay.
But I don't know. The only thing I know is I don't know what's going on here. And if I were BT, I think it would make me feel a bit uncomfortable because he was name dropping. He just said like Baltimore, Maryland. Like, what does that mean? Like, as a guy who lives outside the DC area, I've gone to Baltimore a million times in my life, right? Baltimore can be kind of a rough town, but like, what does it mean? I don't know. So I'm curious to see what
He
BT's
likes
thoughts
crab
are.
cakes. Who knows?
I don't know. Maybe it's Cal Ripken or something like that. Ray Lewis. Who knows?
You never know.
I don't know. So I'm really curious to see who this person is and what. Hopefully we don't just see this person and find out who it is. Hopefully we can find out some answers. We do bring cameras to all of our shows. We film everything. We tape everything. There's going to be cameras there. So obviously we're having a TV title match. And so clips of this show will be shown on national television and around the world online. There's going to be cameras there to catch this encounter, this match. And hopefully we can record some answers and get even some comment, hopefully, from Overdrive. It's a question mark, as the image has here. It's a big question mark. So hopefully we get some answers there, and then we're going to roll into the evening's main event, which is for the MATW heavyweight title, the Mid-Atlantic title. I believe it's the first title defense for Man of War, managed by General Salazar, who beat BT Windsor with the help of Overdrive. At Scars and Stripes in June in Yorktown, Virginia. But this
is going to be
is a pretty. Man of War is a monster, but he's a young monster, and he is going against a very, very seasoned pro in Brutal Bob Evans, and I think this potentially has a chance to be a wild and crazy and brutal match. No pun intended.
I mean, it's Brutal Bob Evans. It's
right.
You have Brutal Bob Evans, our Ring of Honor's own Brutal Uncle Bob. You know what I mean? Like, this is going to be quite the challenge for Man of War. But he's going to have General Salazar on his side, so you never know what shenanigans Salazar has in mind here.
That is correct. We have a card full of matches coming to the Augusta County Expo that every match is on there for a reason. It's got a purpose. And if you're a fan of professional wrestling and you're anywhere able to get to from 81 to 64, West Virginia, Tennessee, anywhere, get to Fishersville this Saturday night and check this show out, because it's going to be stacked. It's going to be a great show, and you're going to see what MATW is all about. And hopefully, like I said, it's going to be the beginning of a beautiful relationship between our promotion and what we present for fans. Wrestling that's not going to insult their intelligence and is going to remind them of what they grew up loving. And hopefully we can grow this area and make it a regular stop on the. There's a lot of towns across the Mid-Atlantic, and we would love to go to them all. But I'd also love to be able to say, hey, Fishersville, we got to go back because it was such a great time the first time. And so Fingers crossed. We'll see how it goes.
We broke down the card here. It looks like it's be an amazing night of just amazing matches.
Yeah.
It's going to be incredible. And you wanted to bring up one of the talent here. We did mention him a couple times and kind of get a little
Yeah.
bit of information on his side of things. Well, I did see the clip of the interaction that happened during his matchup,
Okay.
and causing his loss. Let's get his words and kind of his what's might be going on here.
And yeah, absolutely. And I think maybe once he joins us, we should, if there's people out there who are listening or watching who are not familiar with what happened, maybe we can just kind of give a quick recap of what exactly happened with BT and his unfortunately coming up on the short end of the stick with his big title match. So.
All right. Well, all you wrestling fans on that WrestleNet, let me introduce to you the one and only BT Windsor.
What's going on, guys? How we doing, boys?
Great, man.
Welcome. I'm doing great.
Thank you for having
you so
me.
much
Thank
for being
you. I'm
here.
excited to be here.
No, it's an honor to have you on here. We're just glad to have you on here this evening to talk about your big matchup this weekend. And let's talk a little bit about what's going on. Do you have any idea why you would be targeted or why you're in the ire of Overdrive?
I mean, as a wrestler, you sort of make enemies along the way. I've got a handful, even though, like Todd said, I'm a nice guy. But there is the one hint about Baltimore, Maryland. I'm from Delaware, Sussex County. I've been to Baltimore, Maryland plenty of times, so it doesn't quite narrow it down for me who Overdrive is. But right now, I'm not really focusing on who Overdrive is. What I'm focusing on right now is beating him on Saturday. Because if you beat him, you can take that mask right off, then we can all figure out who it is. So I'm not playing the guessing game. I'm just going to go out there, get my hand raised, and then I'm going to take his mask off. That's the plan right now.
He's going to answer
Solid
the question
plan.
that everyone has, right? Everyone wants to know, who is this person? What do they want? And this best way to find out is to take that mask off and show everyone who he is. And then hopefully we can stick a microphone in his face and get some answers.
And we don't have to play the guessing game. We don't have to say,
no more
could be
guessing.
this guy, could be that guy. We just figure it out.
So to recap briefly for anyone who's watching who didn't see on TV or what happened, at our big event for the first half of the year, to kind of cap off the first half of the year, Scars and Stripes, this past June in Yorktown, Virginia, BT was in a match against Man of War to determine the new MATW heavyweight champion. That title was vacated when Blade Brown had to relinquish it after tearing his bicep and not being cleared to wrestle. MATW officials figured out, what are we going to do here? We need to put the belt on someone. We need a champion. They got the top two contenders at the time, BT and Man of War. They were put in the ring, and BT appeared to have Man of War on the ropes and ready for victory and to claim that title, when out of nowhere, this masked individual hopped in the ring, blinded him with a handful of, I guess, powder, if I'm not mistaken, what
Some kind of baby
like
powder
to me.
Yeah.
And hit BT with his own finishing move, the belly-to-belly suplex. And coincidentally, at that same time, just before that happened, Salazar had popped up on the ring. He went down in the corner, and I was checking on him, trying to get him out of the ring so the match could continue. And when I turned around, all I saw was BT laying on the mat with Man of War on top of him. I don't know what happened until I saw the footage. Whoever it was, they hopped up in that ring and they hit him, boom, boom, and that was it. They were out. This individual, whoever it was, did somehow tap into the, I don't know if it was Bluetooth or Wi-Fi or however, tapped into the PA at our taping a couple of weeks ago. And it was like a distorted demonic voice that kind of was dropping hints and clues, but it's not me. I'm not BT. I don't know if some of this makes a little more sense to him than it does to me. It's kind of a frightening thing. This happened more than once during our tapings. And what's interesting is when it happened again, there was a very, very noticeable hush that fell over the crowd, and they were like, what the hell's going on here? Like this, at first it's like, okay, we hear that, like, this is weird. It's wrestling. Anything can happen. What is this? But when it happened again, it was kind of like, huh. And at the end of the taping, once it concluded, they announced to everyone there that they had signed this match for FisherVille. And again, you kind of heard a gasp amongst the crowd, and multiple people were like, we've got to go. Like, I know it's a 3-hour drive, but we've got to drive there because we got to find out who this is. And so I'm curious, and I'm looking forward to hopefully getting some answers. I just don't know how BT copes with it, because if it were me, if I was in his shoes, I'd be going insane. So
yeah, well, that could be my follow-up question. BT, how are you preparing yourself for this weekend? How are you getting prepared mentally, physically? Because it could be anybody under that mask.
It could be anybody.
You kind of,
you know, I'm training the same way that I train for every match. I've been in the ring with guys like Man of War, you know, Preston Quinn, XLG, you know, you name them. I've been in the ring with some bad guys, so I'm not going to treat Overdrive any different. I'm not going to let him get into my head, because it's obvious that that's what he's trying to do. You know, we don't even know if he was there in Yorktown. We never saw him. We don't even know if he was there or if he just had a recorded message played. We really don't know. So, but if I try to let all that get into my head, it's going to throw me off for the match.
So to pipe in, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's fine. Go ahead, Todd.
I do have a comment, and I guess, and a question for you, because I was there at Scars and Stripes. I was in the ring. I was refereeing. I was officiating the match. I didn't see anything that happened until I saw it after the fact on a replay. For you as the person, I know you turned around and you were blinded by a handful of powder. Were you able to catch a glimpse at anything when you turned around, or was it just like wham, powder to your face? And not being a wrestler, I don't know this kind of second part of this, but like when all of a sudden you're hit with your own move, like can you kind of get a bit of a feel? Can you like sense? Can you tell, like, I've grappled with this person before? Was there anything at all that gives you any sort of a hint or a clue there? And the second part of, I guess, what I was going to say is, I was actually in the back when Lee Petrie was interviewing you, and I was watching on the monitor where the sound and stuff is controlled. I don't know where. It wasn't something that was played. It's where the ring music is played. It's where the audio is controlled. I was standing there. No one was playing anything. It was just, I don't know how it was tapped in. In this day and age, I guess if someone scoped out the building or checked out I have no idea. But I don't know. There's a lot of unanswered questions, and I don't know how those things were done. I don't know how the TV broadcast got screwed up on Tuesday night. That I thought it was just I was watching on the Roku app, and I thought it was me, but it wasn't. Apparently, it was a broader thing. So I was just curious if you had any sort of insight that the rest of us don't know. Did you see? Did you feel? Did you sense anything as far as who this person is?
As soon as I turned around, there's someone in the ring, all black, and then boom, you know, it's the baby powder. I've never had baby powder thrown in my face like that before. No, I could not see, and yes, it was all in my mouth, tasted awful, blinded me. I've never been hit with the belly-to-belly suplex. Never. No one's ever done it to me. You know, I'm always doing it to people. So I can't say, oh, I felt like I felt this before. Honestly, I have no idea. And
not to get personal and try and dig up any dirt or anything like that. Obviously, it's professional wrestling. It's a combat sport. It's physical. People have tempers. People have high opinions of themselves. People get their feelings hurt. It's very, very. It's obviously possible that anyone in wrestling can. There's a lot of politics, right? Anyone can get their panties in a wad because BT did this or he whatever. But can you think of anyone, not just MATW, but just throughout your career, that you maybe have some especially bad blood with, or something happened, you cross paths with? Is there anyone that you could because there was some chatter online with some people, and someone brought up the Tars, Dustin Tar and Christian Tar, because they're from Delaware, right, or Maryland, over in that
From
area.
Maryland, that's what I think, towards the Ocean City side, not too far.
And I don't know if you had any interaction with those guys, because it's just I don't know.
I've always had good relationships with the Tars.
Okay.
So for it to be one of the Tars,
I think the Maryland thing kind of that piqued a thought in someone's head, like, well, they've been to MATW and they're from Maryland, and I don't know. I'm really curious. I don't know.
That would be a serious betrayal, because like I said, I've always had good relationships with those guys.
Okay.
I personally couldn't see that, but like you said, who knows? It could be a friend. It could be someone that I've trusted, that's had my back since I've been in MATW, since I've been wrestling. But when you stop and say, my greatest enemies, my greatest enemy was in the ring already. Man-O-War is the greatest enemy I've ever had.
Okay.
If anybody was going to sabotage me in a mask, the first person I think of is Man-O-War. But that's the one guy we know it's not. It's Man-O-War.
Yeah.
So,
True.
Well,
unless he's
so
working
much
with someone,
like,
you never know. Unless he's working with someone,
and my brain did go there too, like, is Overdrive from General Salazar's army? But Salazar, he seems to not know, not care. He's acting like it didn't even happen, because all he's happy about is that they got that title. And really what my focus right now should be on is getting the MATW title back. But when we heard from Overdrive most recently, he brought my family into this. He brought, my fiance and my 1-year-old daughter into this. Enjoy your family while you can. That's the last thing he said on that recording when he interrupted me and Lee Petrie in the ring. So, yeah. And again, I said I'm not going to let him get in my head, but here we are right now, and I'm overthinking it.
Well, there's business and there's personal stuff, right? Like family. To cross that line and to even mention someone's family is not appropriate. It doesn't belong in wrestling. And I'm curious if that's just a mental game that he's trying to play to make you get the wheels spinning, to make you think of something else. I don't know. Or is there legitimately, for me, I would have to wonder, if I were you and in your position, is there some sort of legitimate concern here outside of wrestling, right? Because usually in wrestling, it's all contained within the ring and the show and what's happening, right? But this seems like there's potential for it to be like, do you have to you make sure your doors are locked at night? I mean, I don't know.
That's the last thing you want to think about that. Yeah.
It's funny you say that, because, I'm the big rig. I drive a tractor trailer. I do that when I'm not wrestling. And it was about a week ago, truck broke down for work while I was 2 hours away from the warehouse. I had to get a tow, had to sit around and wait. And honestly, the first thing that popped in my head is this Overdrive. If I'm being honest, that's the first thing that popped into my head. And if I think like that, if I keep thinking like, oh my God, I tripped over a rock, did Overdrive put the rock there, then I got no shot at beating him on Saturday. That's just no way to go in thinking about, did he, are the ropes rigged? When I hit the rope, is it going to collapse and I fall through because Overdrive, has messed with it? If I think like that at all going into this match, I got no shot. My best bet is to go in there like it's any other match, treat him like he's any other opponent, beat him, take the mask off, and we're done with the games. We're done.
Hopefully we get some of these answers here, and hopefully it's Saturday night when you guys are going to finally meet in the ring, and hopefully that this is all kept within the confines of professional wrestling, and it's someone who is upset that he wasn't in the match and you were, or whatever, someone who you beat once before and they didn't like it, because you've had a pretty quick rise to the top of MATW in the last year plus, right? And so maybe it's someone who just, people get their feelings hurt. Maybe someone thinks that it should have been them instead of you. But hopefully,
it sounds like somebody. Yeah, it sounds like that's a pretty good theory. Somebody who feels overlooked, feels like
But hopefully that's what it is, right? And this is what we see in professional wrestling, and it's someone who's just trying to take it a step further by getting in your head or something like that, because like a lot of things, the mental game is a big part of it. And if they can maybe knock you off on that, they can catch you on ability or something. And I hope that it's not something more than wrestling, right? I hope it's not like criminal activity. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
If it's your truck at work and you're out stranded somewhere and someone appears at your house, that's not MATW. It's not wrestling anymore. That's authorities need to be involved, right? And I hope that we can settle this in the ring on Saturday night. And for your sake and for your family, I've met your family, and hopefully that everything is on the up and up with what's going on. But there's a lot of questions a lot of people have, and so.
And the only way to see them answered is to be there this Saturday in FisherVille.
Saturday night.
And the only way to see BT has a plan. He's going to beat this person's ass, if you don't mind me saying. I'm going to say it myself. And get some answers. He's going to beat this person's ass and get some answers. That's what he's going to do.
You can say it.
All right, let's get into the card here. Let's get some of our predictions here. BT, you're more than happy to join us here. We'll start things off with the first matchup here: the Generals Army versus Flippin' Problems. Look, both of these teams are amazing talents. Both of these guys have been shown that they can go in the ring. This could be one of those fast-paced, high-octane matches, but I believe that this is going to go to the Generals Army.
I can't side with the Army. I never underestimate those guys because they're savvy, aka cheaters. But no, I can't pick them. I gotta pick them.
The Flippin' Problems are on the rise. They had a big victory. They had a little feud going on with the Real Life Freaks, and they have gotten through that. But I probably have to say I'm going to have to agree with you on the Generals Army here, because, as I mentioned earlier, Sean Denny is a really, really overlooked seasoned veteran, and then you have a third person there. I mean, it doesn't seem like the stakes are quite fair on something like that. So I don't know. I think if I was a betting man, I think the Generals Army might have a slight advantage on this one, but we'll see.
All right, going up with the women's matchup: Amanda Kiss versus the Great Sasaki. Like I said, this is going to be unpredictable. This could go either way.
Hardest one to predict.
Yeah, I agree.
Both unorthodox, both unpredictable, both can hit hard, and I've been shot by Sasaki. It hurts.
You've been shot by.
She likes this. Yeah, she hits stiff. She hits hard, and so does Amanda. That's one thing that you don't want to let your guard down around Amanda Kiss, because you never know
Amanda Kiss is insane. Certified.
Yeah.
There you go. So the fans are going to win this.
Really look sane in this picture, though. So
no, she doesn't. No.
I will give you my referee response to who I think is going to win this match. I don't know, but if it's me in the ring with them, I'm not going to be overly lenient as far as letting them just go absolutely crazy. Like, I understand that. Like, if both people are kind of evenly going at it, I can be lenient as far as that goes, but my job ultimately is to make sure that both people are safe, and that the rules are enforced, and that it's kept an athletic competition. And so, you know what? I honestly can see this just being thrown out at some point with these two nut jobs going at it. But we'll see what happens.
I can see that happening. Yeah. I do say that we're not going to see anybody getting masked on this one, though. That I know.
Look at Amanda's hand, though, right? Like, who knows, right? There might be multiple unmaskings at this show, right? Right, BT? I mean, we might have two. So there's potential there. True. Hell, Bob Evans might unmask Manowar. There might be three unmasked.
That's a possibility, yeah. This is a hard one.
Lucha fans come from far and wide for this one.
You know what kind of an upset would it be with Sasaki making her debut and getting a win over Amanda?
Would be huge.
Yeah.
Amanda has won a lot of matches at MATW. She's made a name for herself here, as crazy as she is.
I agree.
It's gonna be who's gonna out crazy the other. It's gonna be this. That's what this match is gonna be. All right, next matchup. MATW Television Championship on the line. PQ versus the Silver Fox. As long as he doesn't let his ego get in the way, Silver Fox might take the win here. But money is going to be on the vet himself retaining Preston Quinn.
I've been in the ring, with both of these guys. I've been in the ring with Preston Quinn plenty of times. And love him or hate him, he might be the best I've ever been in the ring with. I'm not betting against Preston Quinn. Not at all. Not a chance.
I agree. Anyone can be beaten at any time, right? I mean, it takes 3 seconds, and you can slip on the proverbial banana out there, and someone can get you real quick. But I just do not see that happening here. I mean, Preston Quinn he's more serious, right, than I think the Silver Fox is. He takes professional wrestling extremely serious, but he's been around longer than just about anybody except maybe Bob Evans, right? I mean, but they're 2 30-year veterans. I mean, there's guys, they've been wrestling longer than half the MATW roster has been alive, and I just can't go against Preston Quinn. I mean, he's so knowledgeable, and he's a big, strong guy.
Yeah, he is.
He can still move around.
Yeah,
and
he is. Age is just a number with Preston Quinn.
He's this deceptively.
Yeah, I mean, he puts some of the kids to shame. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just good. I mean, he's really good, and I mean, if I was trying to sell a wrestler to people coming out, like if you're a fan of traditional, hard-hitting, old-school, classic pro wrestling, what more do you want than Preston Quinn on Saturday night? And
he pulls out that pile driver too.
Oh my gosh! I mean, he looks like Paul Orndorff
devastating,
dropping people on their heads wonderfully.
That's one thing Silver Fox is going to have to watch out for is that power driver. Because once that locked in, and it's done, finito.
You know what though? I'm more impressed by when he hits a spine buster. I mean, that's just like disgusting hitting.
Oh.
I mean, he destroys people with that thing, and now he's using it as like a setup to the pile driver, basically. Like it's just crazy. I mean, and he'll pop you with his left at a. He's so cool too in the ring. Like when you watch him, he is so in control of what's going on. That to me speaks such volumes for him as a wrestler. Is he is so calm in the ring, and he's in cruise control, and I think maybe the Silver Fox, he's certainly skilled and he's deserving of this title shot. I mean, that's someone who I could see his temper get the best of him. You're not going to ruffle PQ's feathers. Nope. So I don't see him losing Saturday night. Can it happen? Yeah, you can, but I don't see it happen.
Well, this next one, I think we already know which one we're going to side with because we want some answers, damn it. And my money's going to be on BT. Figuring out who this person is finally and getting some answers and whooping some ass. That's my prediction.
No way, man. I'm all overdrive on this one.
Come on, Todd.
I'm just kidding.
Don't tell me you're overdrive.
This is the match, man. This is the question. This is what people
because you were there. You were in the ring when it happened.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
It's not. Yeah, the only people we know it's not is BT, Man of War, and me because we were the 3 people in the ring.
And Salazar.
Yeah.
And Salazar.
And you're talking about getting old. I don't think from the video clip I watched that I could spring in and out of the ring as fast as Overdrive did. So I don't. No. Yeah. I want you to handle your business and take this mask off and find out who this is because some surprises are nice, but I don't like being left wondering about what's going on with something. So I, you know, I prefer to know what's going on here. It's uncomfortable, right? Like I have to just say, it's uncomfortable not knowing what's going on, right? This is like, I know people think like, oh, it's wrestling and anything can happen and it's wild and crazy and it's just, that's
true. But there's a
that's
line
not
though.
True, right? Like there's rules. I'm a referee. Like there's rules. Like I understand this. As I said a few minutes ago, I was literally standing at the soundboard when this guy somehow tapped into the PA system. That's weird, dude. Like I don't know how that happened or who this person is or was it someone live hacking in? Was it a tape play? I don't know. And it was a kind of an uneasy feeling standing there, losing control of what was being filmed for TV. Like we've worked very hard to get MATW to where it's at and to get on TV and to be able to produce basically live to tape television where we record it and we're ready to go and we can turn those episodes out and put them on TV. To be standing there and fans don't know when we tape TV, we're there at noon, like getting stuff ready and like making sure that everything is ready to go. And for you to be there and all of a sudden you're helpless and have no control over what's happening is a weird, creepy feeling. And I don't like feeling like that. I can't imagine how BT feels, but I don't want that to happen again, So I want this to be resolved and
well, that's what we're going to see. BT is going to resolve it this Saturday. That's my
all going to be taken care of, Todd. Don't worry. We're going to get it all squared away on Saturday.
That works for me.
And
I'm not going to let him get in my head.
We're glad to hear it, and I can't wait to see it. And then this is it, the main event, MATW Heavyweight Championship on the line, where Man of War, along with Jenner Salazar, defends his title against brutal right Bob here, right? Evans.
It's like Vader Hansen.
Yeah.
Missing the cowboy hat and the tobacco, but
yeah.
Styles clash.
That's a good comparison. Yeah.
Kind of, right?
I mean, it's still big beefy boys being brutal. It's still big beefy boys, Todd.
Well, everything I said about PQ, I can say about Bob, right? He's a very seasoned veteran. He's been around the world. He is a big dude. He's a big, strong guy as well. You don't look at him right there in his non-tan glory and go, he's a monster of a human being, but he freaking is. He's a big dude, Yeah, and he's next to PQ. He's got that calmness, right? Like it just when PQ and Bob wrestled at Scars and Stripes, I refereed that match as well, and it was like they were both just so in control of what was going on, and the only thing I would say about Man of War is he does not have the experience that Bob does. He's big and he's powerful, but he's kind of emotional and he's kind of a loose cannon. And Salazar, I don't think that Man of War is going to necessarily lose the championship in his first title defense after he won. But if it happened, like I wouldn't be surprised that it was Bob that did it, right? So while I think somehow, some way, the show's kind of bookend with the General's Army, right? And with him out there, it's just same as the opening match. I think the advantage goes to his guy in this match. And so I think it's leaning slightly over, but it's like just barely, because Bob is more than capable of have you wrestled Bob, BT?
I have tagged with Bob on more than one.
Okay. But you've been in the ring with both of these guys.
Oh yeah, and this one's hard for me because obviously I'm rooting for Bob. Bob's like a mentor, father figure in wrestling. He's taught me a lot. Obviously, I'm rooting for him, but if I'm being honest, how I feel personally, I still have unfinished business with Man of War. I still want to beat Man of War for the MATW heavyweight title. I was this close to doing it before Overdrive got involved. So, I would like to be the one to take out Man of War. But, I'm still pulling for Bob. Bob is my guy. I'm going to ride with Bob on Saturday night.
Well, hopefully you can get a victory, and we can all get some answers to the Overdrive situation, and then you can sit back and watch this one with the rest of us and see what happens, and maybe toss your name in the ring as the I got winner, right? So
yeah, because that's what I should be doing right now. Everybody says the fastest rising star in MATW. It's been a year, and I still haven't won a title. And that's something I really, really want to do in MATW is be the heavyweight champion. And Overdrive basically took that from me, because it was right there. It was right there. I had Salazar out. I had Man of War down. It was right there. And now we got to deal with this. Now we got to get answers. We got to get this squared away so we can get back on track to become an MATW heavyweight champion.
Such is life, man. Like, it's just life.
Yeah.
One thing I've
I
learned.
think it sounds like a decent plan, too.
You just never know. What they say, life is what happens when, whatever it is. Life is what happens when you're gets in the way of your plans or whatever it is. I don't know the stupid saying, but that's life, man. Like, we don't know. We have plans. We think we know what's going to happen, but oftentimes things go in a different direction, and certainly has for you in your career in MATW and titles. And I thought for sure you were going to beat Man of War at Scars and Stripes. And,
so did I.
Find out, not so much that you lost, because there's never shame in losing a match. It's an athletic competition. When you go into the ring, there's going to be a winner and there's going to be a loser. Hopefully you get more wins and losses in life and wrestling and everything. But, not the way that you lost, and not.
Yeah, if it was, it'd be different if it was like an honorable win, if it was like, on even par, fair game, fair, even level playing field. But the way it was done now, there's no honor in that.
No.
My final words to Overdrive, if you're listening before Saturday, is that you are nothing but a coward who hides behind a mask, who hides behind recorded messages, who hides behind hacking feeds, who comes and attacks from behind. All that goes away on Saturday. When we step into the ring, they ring the bell. We're face to face. There's no more gimmicks. There's no more tricks. There's no more smoke and mirrors. You have to wrestle me, Overdrive. You have to wrestle BT Windsor. And I can promise you that is not going to end well for you. And it's going to end with the mask coming off your face. Those are my final words, Overdrive.
If someone wanted a match with you, it's not that hard to get, right? You just go to you talk to the people in charge and you say, "Hey, I'd like to wrestle BT Windsor," and it probably can be done. The fact that someone is going through such lengths to interfere in your business, where they and in the promotion in general. I mean, it was the crown the vacant champion, right? Like it was to interject themselves in that, to hack into a national television feed, to pirate the audio into the building.
You're doing too much. You're doing too much.
But it also takes some skill and potentially some money to do all this stuff. And so if you wanted a match, ask for the damn match. But like, why do you have to go this route to? It's like you're making it too complex. Like, if you want the match, ask for the match, and you could probably get the match. If you say, "Hey, I got a beef with BT. I want a match because of X, Y, or Z," probably get the match.
You probably get it because I ain't turned nobody down yet.
So is it someone who's not confident in their skill set or something like that, and they got to try and they can't beat you physically, so they got to beat you mentally? I don't know. And I don't want to be redundant or beat a dead horse here. I'm curious to see what happens on Saturday night, because and I hope for you and for your family, you guys can get some resolve here.
Solution,
and not have to worry. Like I said, is the window locked? Is the door locked? Because that's no way for anyone to have to live. So you got a young child and stuff, and it's just not I feel for you and for your family as far as that stuff goes. And so, I hope just for their sake that this can be resolved. And so,
It will be resolved once BT gets the W this weekend, and the way you're going to see it evolve, all you guys watching at home and on live, we're out live on the YouTubes, on the Twitch, and on the Roku TV. All you guys watching all around the world is coming to FisherVille this Saturday and watching the action live. You don't want to miss out. There's the poster. It's going to be at the Augusta Expo Center in Fisherville, just 20 minutes down the road from me. You don't want to miss it out. It's going to be an amazing time. Doors open at 6:15. Bell time is going to be at 7 p.m. You saw the matches. We talked about the matches tonight. You don't want to miss out on an amazing night of wrestling action. And that's it for the show. That's the matches. Anything else you guys want to say before we head out? BT, you said your final words to Overdrive. What about the fans watching and those coming this Saturday? Any last words for them?
For the fans, I know we've all got questions about who is Overdrive, what does he want. We're going to solve all that on Saturday, and it's going to be a great show, not just because BT Windsor is going to beat Overdrive. It's going to be a great show all around. It's a great card, lots of great wrestlers. MATW, it is the place to be. It is old school, Southern style professional wrestling. I cannot recommend it enough. MATW is the wrestling company to be. And also, we're going to find out who Overdrive is, because BT Winter's going to win. I promise you that.
There you have it. Todd, any last words for you and the fans watching at home?
let's sell this baby out. Come on, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Easy. Augusta County Fairgrounds Complex. It's a big, beautiful building. Lots and lots of history are there, and we're hoping to add to it this Saturday night. The next chapter of the history of wrestling at the Augusta Expo. Hopefully, this is the first story that we can tell there. And you'll be there, right? So we'll hopefully, after BT rips that mask off, we can get him to come over and get interviewed
answer
live
some questions.
to the world.
Hell yeah!
There you go. Hopefully, we get answers to
go.
questions. That's what I'm curious to see. But it's going to be a great night if you're on the fence. I know there's a bigger premium wrestling event that night going on in the world. You can watch that when you get home, and you can watch it the next day. You can't watch us the next day unless you're in Newport News. But come on out and see what it's all about. And, I don't know of very many people, if any, that have come to our shows and gone, I don't like that. People come there and go, whoa, I had no idea this is what I was going to get. And they come back and they come back and they come back, which, as we know, and as I've said on your show many times, that is the whole key to professional wrestling, is not just to get people to come out, but to get them to come back. And
true.
At MATW, they usually come back. So I can pretty much guarantee that if you come out Saturday night, you'll have a good time. Bring the whole family, and it's very affordable, very fun. Have a good time, and become part of the MATW family.
Yeah, definitely come and check it out. As you heard from Todd, I will definitely be there. Try to get some of the other talent here live talking to us before the big show, kind of like a preview, pre-show type of deal.
We'll make it happen for you.
And we'll see if we can get some answers from Overdrive after he gets his butt whooped this weekend. We'll see. We never know. But the only way to find out how that's going to happen and what will happen is being there this Saturday in Fishersville at the Augusta Expo. Don't miss out. Well, that's it. That's the show. We did almost, a little bit over an hour. And the show is, went pretty well. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. But, if you don't see us here, you know where to find us. As my cohort likes to say, if we don't see you, we'll see you at the Indies.
Thank you.